Hello.
Hello, and thank you all for joining us at the GutPunchRP channel. We're going to talk a little bit more about who we are and what we're doing here after we set the mood a bit. Imagine, if you will, a cold day across the water as our camera pushes down from the sky over across the water to this large, extremely large yacht that floats through the open waters near a pier. And we see escaping rapidly, uh, hurriedly, panicked almost, a group of four familiar faces aboard a smaller boat as it jettisons away. They panic, heavily breathing, some looking down into the water, some looking back to the boat. But to the onlooker on the edge of the docks, there's nothing in the water. There's no storm. It's a calm day, but in Halcyon City, it's best to mind your business before you lose it. And the camera pans away and down under the ground to the subterranean areas, levels, levels, levels underneath the ground. There is a shining white gold pyramid that stands erected of very fine, flat plates of metal that extend out almost as if it's collapsible, large enough to even tower over some smaller buildings that would be on the surface. Inside which there are many people, a lot of them in lab coats, but some of them wearing more religious clothes almost. They move through the halls. These halls are lit by candlelight, and the areas that are under the heavy office like beams of unnatural light, there's writing across the walls that does not appear in those rooms, that can only be viewed by candlelight. In one room in particular, there are a group of people, smattering of clothes and ages, and we see in the center there is this gently floating, very rocky, bejeweled amulet with a deeply red gem that shines toward the middle. Our camera continues to push forward until a person appears underneath that necklace, as she normally does. She sits cross legged and she says, "Another one has crossed into my domain. I'm very sorry. Um, is that all you need from me?" The faces around the room all nod, some after others. There appears to only be a few in this room who can hear this voice or see this person. Those people, in various places hidden by clothes, all have a small green tattoo. This ladies, gentlemen, and everyone inside and out of the gender spectrum, my name is Dee, and welcome back to Gut Punch RP for Remnants of Cerulean, a Blades in the Dark mini chronicle run here on this lovely channel with these lovely people. As I've mentioned, my name is Dee, and I'm going to go around and introduce all of the lovely purveyors of scum and villainy that will be joining us for this little excursion. Well, almost all. And we will start with Miranda.
Oh shit. Hi, that's me. Hi, I am Jessica or Dr. Psychel. You can find me on things and stuff as Dr. Psychel, except for on Twitter where I'm Dr. Psychel TV, and I will be playing Miranda Broadside the Cutter this evening.
Fantastic. And next we have the ever lovely Amari.
Hey, I'm Rec1568 on all the things and stuff. I'm playing Amari, the leech slash hacker extraordinaire.
Hell yeah. And then continuing down the line, we have Dash.
Oh, hi, I'm Badoni or Amber, and I am playing Dash the Hound.
Fantastic. And last but never least, we have the lovely Soraya.
Hi, I am Kai, Kyle cosplay or Kyle Creative, pardon me, on the things and the stuff. I am playing Soraya Aranya, the something. What am I? It's the spider. That's
There you go.
last name.
Wait for
ties
the
into that.
slideshow to go.
You just gotta wait for it to cycle through. Yes, and with our powers combined, we are GutPunchRP, a channel that's doing the streaming thing on Twitch, and we're also on YouTube where you can subscribe for all of the lovely content that goes there. We largely do tabletop, diverse storytelling, and we also this quarter are supporting the Transgender Law Center, which is deeply intersectional, and we stand by the saying that no life can matter until Black trans lives matter. It's me, I'm the Black trans. Hi. We are also sponsored by Dungeonsgate, a local Midwestern game shop. You can type !Dungeonsgate just like that into the chat to check out their website and use the code GutPunchRP for 10% off anything not already discounted. And remember, we are unfortunately oppressed by the algorithm, like most content creators. So if you want to help us in non-monetary ways, follow us on the social medias, follow us on the YouTube, like the videos, retweet the Go Live tweets. It is more helpful than you think. If you have never tracked metrics, I promise it's more helpful than you think. Yes, and if this is your first time, welcome. Welcome to Blades in the Dark. Last we left our gang, they completed their first heist, stealing a small cache of the ever-rare blue-ringed octopi off of a yacht boat. Many things happened aboard that boat, including the meeting of a gothic Lolita with a glass eye, the meeting of a particularly disturbing monster called a Kulu, and the escape via boat after Amari ripped every file from the servers as soon as she got aboard. And because of that, you all are going to get 2 coin for your successful heist. I assume that Amari has people that she could sell that kind of information to, so you get 2 coin added to the party fund. And as with any properly completed heist, you also get +1 rep. Now, the other thing that we have to do is we have to determine the heat monitor. How quietly did this heist go? Were you as quiet as you thought? Did someone somewhere see something? Let's find out, shall we? So this is a high-profile target, and I would say, given how you all did it, you were pretty low-key outside of that. But given this is a high-profile target, we're gonna add 1 heat to the tracker. And yeah, so that is going to be, you currently have 2 heat. People are talking a lot about what happened on the boat, but you notice that none of it is what you're expecting. There are lots of reports of someone impersonating someone or other who is not actually supposed to be, was not cleared for, or was not actually supposed to work on the catering staff. There were over 157 complaints in the IT department from one employee about the unpleasantness that he had to suffer through on a very long shift. And there are people who would be looking out for you if you did not know better than to lay low. But no one's talking about any storms, any creatures, nothing like that. You see no mention anywhere of damage to the yacht. It seems it did not sink either. And yeah, just absolutely no news about that. So, as let's say by dint of pure thievery knowledge, you all split up and went your separate ways the night of the actual heist because you know better. So you lay low for about a day. with whomever you choose to spend your time with. And we are going to pick up the first time that y'all are meeting back up. It's been about a day and a half since the yacht heist, and you all are meeting back up at the headquarters. I believe this is when Amari would probably, like finish the deposit of the party funds into however many shell corporations you technically own that don't exist on this continent. And yeah, you are all brought back together. And how you feeling? What are your plans?
So, funnel the coin into a gotcha game as my laundering scheme.
Fantastic.
I own the app.
Perfect. Canon now. Forever true in my world.
Excellent.
You also still have the blue ring document.
We still have the what?
You still have the octopi. Sorry.
Oh.
Is it possible to have swung, driven past the dock and see if the boat is in port? It's
Yeah, and it is. It is in port. There seem to be people that are on board. A cleaning crew is cleaning the boat, but it's sitting there.
okay. Cool.
Just casually checking the Yelp reviews for the magician hired. Or
Oh, it's all 5 stars. And there's actually a post that says if you have a tip line, I wanted to tip you. And also, this is insert kid's name, because I don't remember the budding magician's name, but he very specifically leaves his own review under his mother's. That's I wanted to send you some money on Ko-fi if you have one.
Oh, bless him.
And yeah. So first order of business, now that you all have your money, you still have a piece of cargo that you need to offload to get your hands on some information and some tech. So would y'all like to go back to the old man who contracted you to do this in the first place?
I mean, I for one am hungry, so yes.
You're just
we didn't get any octopi food, and I'm just worried if we keep these for longer than 10 hours, something bad is going to happen just because we don't know how to take care of them.
wow. I mean, let's go offload them as quickly as possible. Just get it over with so that we can take some time. And she's very, very uptight and kind of still rubbing the spot on the back of her neck and just pacing a little.
Fantastic. Soraya, how much stress do you have?
Quite a bit. Let me just scooch back here. Okay, I have 8 stress.
Okay, so I will need more dice.
Damn.
Go ahead. What you got going on? Where are we going?
Yeah. No, that's all I was saying is we should go. Also, that boat is still in port, but we all saw it. Some octopus come through the hull, right? We
in
all saw
pieces,
that.
right?
No, it's a entirely real boat. Miranda would have seen it too.
Yeah, it was solid boat. Nothing happened.
I mean, the guy's super rich. Did he get the overnight, construction crew or something to repair it?
Just
Can you repair that?
If you get all the pieces, you glue them back together, I don't know, some epoxy, a lot of sanding, maybe?
I don't think
A lot
that
of epoxy.
quickly. Yeah, and I also feel like it would have had to have been towed in, and it's. I don't know about maritime stuff, but I'm saying it seems improbable that the octopus coming through the bottom and trying to eat everybody, and then everyone standing still, and the storm would have allow that ship to get back to shore in any reasonable amount of time or shape.
I mean, did we all share the same hallucination or something? Did everyone on the ship just get drugged? It's the octopi.
Which probably why we should get rid of.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, let's get rid of these.
Before we collectively hallucinate and crash the car.
We're in the car or we're in our hideout?
Wherever you want to be.
I don't know where we are.
I assumed we met up at the hideout.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
We're trying to finagle the octopi tank into the Uber as we're discussing this.
The Uber? We don't have our own car?
No,
Oh shit.
I mean, I would have a car.
Oh, Soraya.
Yes. Why you get out of the Uber and get over here? And I'm just like, gigantic, like, Cadillac trunk situation.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna leave a $10 tip anyway. Sorry for calling you over.
Oh my god.
Every time.
Amazing.
You think she has a car.
We're laying low, calls Uber to hideout.
Right. An incredible idea. All right, so you all make your way back to Wilhelm Schitz, and you see that he is rocking back and forth on the porch. Looks like he's eating a plate of home fries, just like cradling a bottle of Jack Daniels, rocking it back and forth in his lap like it's a baby. He says, "Oh, who is that? I feel like I remember you people."
We're back!
Yeah, we have come bearing, well, not gifts. What
We
you
got your
ordered.
damn octopus.
There you go.
I didn't order any calamari, I don't think so. Oh, you know, it was DoorDash. Hold on, let me put my glasses on. Oh,
no,
I remember.
the little blue ones from the douchebag on the yacht.
Oh,
I just
that's
showed him the
right.
tank.
Oh, look. Oh, my goodness. And he sort of like pulls the spectacles a little bit closer and he gives them those huge, like, goggle eyes. He's like, oh, well, aren't they just precious? Yeah, you let me see that and I'll start getting their temperature ready and I'll get your skeleton key ready for you, young lady. Starts to mosey on into the house. And he goes up a set of stairs, which is, you don't know where they lead because the whole ceiling seems to be an aquarium. So you don't know where he went, but he's gone.
I mean, there's got to be a top to the aquarium, so.
Yeah. Who wants to roll me for luck? You know what? I know who's going to roll me for luck. It is going to be our super secret person. Go ahead and roll me a D6 and DM me what you get.
Oh, secret.
Secret person
Oh,
that's out there
heck.
listening. Fantastic. You all see that there is a TV and it is on. But it stutters for a second. News broadcast sort of like clips and stops. And you see that children's show come back on.
Hell no.
That was exactly what I was about to ask.
Hell no.
Was
Do
it
any
the
of you
same
do
thing
anything
in
about
jail?
that?
Pulls up a seat and starts watching.
I put earbuds in and I go back to texting.
I'm
Okay.
gonna try to turn off the TV if possible.
Okay. You go over and you just hit the power button.
Yeah.
All right. You click in the power button and it screen goes
Aw.
black.
We're gonna find out if they got the thingamabob.
Also, no, I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Feel like seeing it's bad.
I
mean, if you want to watch it, Dash, I'm just gonna turn around and like plug my ears and like close my eyes.
As you go to turn around, you all hear from inside the TV. Well, that's not very nice.
Ugh, I hate
Wait.
it.
Do I hear it with my earbuds in?
With your earbuds in, what do you play? What you blasting? How loud is it?
probably like 60%, 70%.
Okay. Yeah, your music, you're vibing. You're not paying attention.
Excellent.
But
That's exactly what I want.
you hear from inside the turned off TV. Well, that's not very nice. Now it's dark here.
Oh my god.
I hate it.
I feel like I would grab Miranda's shoulder and definitely like half human shield a little bit.
Dash is gonna go up to the TV and kind of tap it like the screen went out, like the side of it.
What the
Okay.
fuck you don't?
You tap the side of it a couple of times. How close are you getting? How far is your face from the TV?
I mean, logistically, if you go up to tap it, it'd be like, I'm trying to get my hand on screen, like tap tap. So
Yeah, like
6
so
inches?
fairly close.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get closer to this TV and you feel that sort of, because this is an older TV. This is not a flat screen plasma. You feel like the electricity make like the nose on the hair on the front of your face like stand up as you get closer to the TV, and you tap the side of it a couple of times, and you hear a voice, a familiar voice.
Oh hell no.
And it says, "All right, I've got the octopi all stashed away, so now we can."
Absolutely scream.
Oh God! What are we screaming at?
uh, nothing. It's
No, that's understandable. The horrors of this world are definitely something to scream at when you think about it too much. So anyway, you all wanted stuff for doing that, right? He reaches up and starts to rifle through a couple of
please.
files. Well, I got a couple of things for you, because those octopi are in very nice shape. First of all, for you, young lady, here, and he hands you a USB drive and says, "That's sort of a backdoor access code that you can use to, get in there and just make the day worse, basically. And I have 2 contacts for you all that should be able to help you with some insider information. The first one is a janitor by the name of Josiah. He's apparently worked there for years and years. He was a very nice young man. Janitors are those people who they see all kinds of things because people don't think about them being there.
Mm-hmm.
And then second, there's a nice young lady named Cass that I think would be amenable to helping you all out. Now, the thing about Josiah, he's a bit closer to my age than Cass is, I think. He's only gonna want to talk to 2 of you at a time. Any more than that, and he might get weird. So keep that in mind. Cass, on the other hand, is seems like a bit of a shit starter, if you can believe it. I think you'll like Cass. So, but thank you so much. I appreciate it.
a pleasure helping you out.
Why is my TV off?
I think your screen went out. The sound was still working.
Goddamn TV! And you see he grabs like what looks like, it's not actually a multi-tool. It is a wrench with the blade of a screwdriver taped to the side of it. And like that concept, but with many different types of tools. And he goes over and gets behind the TV and he's just like, this fucking thing never works. They just want me to buy a new plasma screen. I'm not buying one. Plasma's for the inside of your body. And he's just like, old man complaining while behind the TV, fiddling with stuff.
I'm gonna be like staring at the TV while he is doing this.
And you watch as the screen slowly flickers back to life. And you hear, in other news, the CEO of Midas Tech recently announced that their newest subdivision would be looking into human enhancement in an attempt to elongate the life and cut down on the degeneration of cells within the human body. Certainly something exciting, huh, Kathy? And the news
I just
anchors
sort
just
of
start to.
shake my head and turn with everyone else towards the door.
I'm already headed at the door. As
Fantastic.
soon as I see that TV click back on, I'm already practically out the damn door.
Gotcha. Fantastic. So, you all have a period of downtime. It's going to be about 2 weeks or so of downtime. So you've got time to reduce your stress. You have time to either, Amari, you can integrate that key into your systems, or you can take it in as a piece of mission equipment that'll cost one on your thing. If you want to integrate it into your systems, that's going to take you about a week to make it copacetic with all of your stuff. But if you do that with one of your 2 weeks of downtime, then you won't have to take load to carry that.
Yeah, I'll take a week to do that.
All right. Fantastic. And what is everybody else doing during their downtime?
First off, I am taking a spa weekend.
Very understandable.
And then like another spa weekend after that immediately.
Gotcha. Miranda, what you got going on?
So this last mission wasn't too terribly stressful for me, so I'll probably spend some time with Frankie at the gym,
Okay.
working out, and maybe take a little bit of a look, get a feel for like what kind of security detail, if possible, is
Sure.
at my
And speaking of which, included in these 2 weeks of downtime, if y'all would like to, you can reach out to either one of the two contacts. If you would like to use your time to do that.
I feel like I could use some of my time to go. I feel like maybe I'm not the best to go talk to the old man janitor, but I feel like I'd probably be good going to talk to somebody who's described as a shit starter, just in case, shit goes
Fair.
sideways.
Okay. We got one person going to talk to our shit starter. Who else? What else we got going on?
Dash needs
Amari is busy during the first week at least, so. Or it could be the second.
Dash needs to de-stress. So is that gonna take the full 2 weeks to?
How much stress do you have?
She got 6.
Gonna depend on how you roll.
Okay.
Gonna depend on how you roll.
Uh,
But
uh-huh.
with that having been said,
Uh-huh.
we can do a round of rolls just to equate for the first. We can go through and do some rolls. We can start with Amari because I'm pretty sure I know how this is gonna go. Go ahead and roll Tinker for me with an additional die.
Okay, so I got 2 dots, so that's 3 die.
There you go. Sounds good.
I got 5, 4, and 3.
All right, with a 5, you are able to, by the end of the week. This old man, he seems stuck in his ways, and his code reflects that. But everything's very neat. You can tell he's had decades of doing this. Once you figure out how he approaches coding this thing, it's much easier to translate the language over to your own setup. But he knows what's going on. There's some some tech in there that you weren't necessarily expecting. For someone who presumably hasn't worked on code in a while, it is oddly up to date. But yeah, you're able to integrate that into your systems fully, so your gear will be ready with that. Next, let's slide over. Let's start doing some de-stress, starting with the spa week. Go ahead and roll me Just roll me a flat d6.
A flat D6.
Flat d6.
Oh, golly. A 2.
Okay. So, as you are, de-stressing, you manage to find a very nice spa that, you've been to some degree. And as you're, staying there, oh, you know what I've forgotten? No. I'm doing it right. Sorry. My apologies. As you're de-stressing in this like sort of sauna combination, someone walks in, a decently tall woman, closes the door behind her. And she says, I hope I'm not intruding.
Um, I mean, it's a large enough sauna. I'm just trying to have a quiet time. Emphasizing the word quiet to indicate I'm not trying to talk to anybody right now.
Then my apology is indeed well. And she comes over and sits, sort of wrapped in a very high thread count towel. Um, you recognize this woman immediately. This is a woman named Meredith. She is a very large up member of the local government, and she sits down across from you and says, I believe we have a mutual acquaintance in a young woman named Dash.
Yes, and
She is a bit of a student of mine who has recently struck out on her own. I'm curious as to how she's getting along.
if you're asking me, I assume you're not on good enough terms to ask her.
I want a more objective opinion. I know what Dash will tell me, that everything is fine and going well. I'd like something more accurate.
Hmm. Not to be rude, but is there a particular reason you feel that I should share this information with you?
First impressions are the greatest way to make friends, and I'm a very good friend to have.
Let's give her like a very like up and down sort of appraising look. I haven't known Dash long enough to have a strong impression. We all survived our last mission.
More than I can say for her previous crew.
Now, how about a show of building trust? You tell me what you mean by that.
Oh, of course. Has she not told you? All of Dash's former crew are dead. They were killed in the escape of the job. Tragic accident.
Uh, uh, like in the way that they're saying tragic accident, do I think it's actually a tragic accident, or is there some, emphasis?
Give me either a study or a survey check.
Ooh, I have 2 in survey, so I will take the survey. Ooh, with a 6 and a 1.
Oh, fantastic. With a 6, I will say that It is said in a very knowing tone. And as you appraise her, your suspicions are quickly confirmed when she says, I've always thought that Dash would work better with them. And I'm coming to see if I've been proven right twice in a row. But it appears no.
Just sort of, again, narrowing eyes.
Mhm.
We might. One job doesn't mean better or worse.
Fair. But one job can mean life or death.
Yes. Which is why I can't say much.
Very well. I will leave you to your peace and quiet. And she curtsies and walks up the side.
And like for about 30 seconds I try and like relax, but like my shoulders have gone up a little bit. I just like take a very deep breath and breathe out and just say, fucking Dash.
Fantastic. I would say you can clear clear all of it. Why not? I'm nice.
Okay, excellent.
You'll need it.
Oh, I absolutely
Oh.
will.
So, next up we have the name of the hour, Dash. What vice are you indulging in to try and lower your stress?
Poo-ha! Drinking, pool, bullseye. She's
Fantastic.
just, yeah, being completely irresponsible.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
4.
Okay. With a 4, you actually get to choose. Are you going to a physical location or a spirit location?
What do you mean by spirit?
Like ghosts, because you can see ghosts now. Remember, there are ghosts like structures and things.
Oh, spirit.
You want to go into one of their? Okay. So you
Nothing
go
bad has
into...
happened with spirits yet. Let's go.
Yeah, you go into... Oh, that's right. I gotta remind Soraya about that. You go into just a spirit inn, and it is like going to Red Fair. It is so wild to step into this place where people are wearing cloaks, and looks like some people have sheathed swords. They're all ghosts, but it is very interesting to see. There's what seems to be a dragon person with a small tail, and a demon man with these curled horns and pinks or this dark purple skin, swishing tail behind them. It is interesting in here. But you find that the drink is just as potent, and the pool, you are just as good at it as you always were.
Yeah.
It is at... Go ahead and roll a tune for me. If you have no dots, you can add 1.
Okay, so I don't have any dots, so I'm just rolling 1 die and
Yep.
5.
Okay, with a 5, there's something about this place that's like, it feels... You expect it to feel more uncomfortable, but you're like weirdly relaxed here. Perhaps more so than you were expecting to be. And then it is in the midst of this sort of relaxation, you hear the people that are talking around you, and one of them says something about a shepherd And that's when you remember, oh yeah, that address for the Shepherd Inn, or whatever it was called. You could also, you and your party could look into that. That is something I forgot to mention during the week. But that's another thing that you could be looking into.
Anything else that I gleaned from the conversation? Were they like speaking like it was a location or a person?
If you, as you sort of listen in, they mention, there's a couple mentions of like people that you don't like, names that mean nothing, both in game to you and as a meta sense. But they mention the firm, something firm, Shepherd Inn, something about that, the firm. That is something that sticks out to you, and in a similar way to the way that the name of the place stuck out to you. Hearing that is a very similar emotion, like that feeling of barely being able to remember something, but can't remember it properly.
Deja vu, but you're not quite certain if you actually remember it, if you're just getting deja vu.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, she'll just
Fantastic.
hang out.
With that, you managed to clear all your stress.
Yeah.
And so let's wrap back around to is anybody going with Miranda to talk to the shit starter? Obviously, we're playing a little loose with time, so this is after the like relaxation and this, that, and the third. Would anybody like to go with Miranda to talk to the shit starter?
If I am out of my spa day situation, I would go with.
Fantastic. Oh, that's terrible. There we go. Fantastic. So, Miranda and Soraya, you two are going to head for the shit starter. They are in a decent part of town, from what you've been told. Certainly, still a blue collar existence, but a little bit above the margin, probably, based on working for one of the biggest tech companies in the world. And we're gonna switch our camera over to that shit starter if she could join us at the table. And that is when we see camera push into this small sort of a little ramshackle apartment. It is the middle of the day and you work the definition of the graveyard shift, so you are like just about to wake up / still kind of asleep. What do we see your character doing, and can you describe what they look like for us?
Well, like you were saying, like she's about to get up for the day, so like she is laying in bed and has hit snooze probably like 4 times, and probably will hit it another 2, if not more than that. But you'd see a young woman of like average height. She's kind of like the rest of her apartment. It's all kind of like ramshackle, a little bit ratty, not like the best condition, but like she keeps everything in as well as she can. She is wearing just like normal day clothes, like just like bomber jacket, ripped up jeans, a lot of jewelry, and a pair of shades that are a pair of aviators that are just like over her face, even though she's like just hanging out inside. The scar across one eye, and she's got long, kind of grayish silvery hair that turns to a medium darkish brown closer to the ends. And She's just trying to pretend like it's not time to get up yet.
Fantastic.
She's not
And
having it.
we also see behind the right ear a very familiar, almost tattoo-looking green mark. As you're just like sort of milling about the place, you see there's this really weird kids show that's been on your TV for a while that you're like, what the hell is this? Like, are these cartoons now?
I've tried unplugging the TV. I have tried like just kind of breaking it. It's like I've nothing. It won't stop. It won't fucking stop.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And it's at that point that you hear a loud knocking at your door.
What? Who is it?
Friends.
I'm gonna go look through the peephole.
You look through the peephole and you see two people who you've never seen in person before, but two people who match the description you were given by a contact of yours.
All right, okay. I'll take a second and focus, and then open the door. Which I guess would give me a point of drain, I suppose?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it would.
yeah. Focus, and then kind of manifest my hand to the point where it's physical enough to turn the doorknob.
All right. So you get up from your sort of perch after yelling, "Who is it?" and you phase through the table, moving over to the doorknob as you coalesce and grab it, twist it, and pull it open.
The hinges absolutely creak like so loud because this door hardly ever actually opens.
Fantastic. Amazing. And you see these two are stood there. Miranda and Soraya, you see this person as they were described. There is, if you look at them for long enough, you can see just the faintest green hue that sort of like outlines them almost.
So it's evening, though, correct?
Yeah, if y'all wanted to come at nighttime.
Well, I just, in terms of them waking up, though.
Night shift.
Well, they are night shift, so it's their evening. That's why they're slow to rise, but it's like midday proper because they work
Okay.
night shift.
Yeah, so we're trying to be respectful and come in the middle of the day. Hello, we were sent by Wilhelm Schitz. Told you might have some.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, okay. Come on in. Yeah, get the door behind you. It's too much work for me to do it. You do it.
Too much.
Yeah, you heard
work?
what I said.
Like, it's a fucking door.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually don't have to deal with it. It's only when you people, living people, show up that I have to deal with it. All right.
To Soraya, I'm like, she's a fucking ghost, isn't she?
I heard that.
He sent us to see a fucking ghost.
I can hear you.
I mean, are you a fucking ghost?
I walk through my kitchen I walk through like a table as I'm going like just like walking like through stuff as I'm going to my apartment. There's definitely stuff just like strewn all over the floor that it doesn't matter to me if it's there. Like just like walking through like stuff as I'm going into my apartment.
Well, that answers that question.
Is that a problem?
I don't know why it would be.
Cool.
If you're helpful, you're helpful.
I will close the door.
Thank you.
Now I regret it. Because the way she said it, I regret it. What do we need her for?
Yeah,
She has
why are y'all here?
information for you. She can tell you about the vault.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, what can you tell us about the vault at Midas?
Oh, all that. Yeah. Okay. It's fucked. First off, so all right. So can I get a vibe, GM, storyteller?
Yeah.
Because like I know that these people came from a contact of mine,
Sure.
but like trying to gauge like how much to divulge off of the bat, I guess.
Sure. I'll say roll me survey
Okay.
and add a
Oh.
die.
Okay. So I'm rolling 2 dice then.
Sounds good.
And is that right? Is that or
Yeah.
because if I don't have a dot in survey, am I just
Then
it's just the one?
so yeah, then just
Okay, cool. That's a 4.
okay, with a 4, you get like you interact with as few people as you need to.
Yeah.
You get a pretty immediate vibe, shallow as it may be. The shorter one seems like nicely dressed, talkative, like mindful of their manners purposefully.
Hmm.
The taller one seems like probably the muscle, and just
I
in
mean, yeah.
general, seems more likely to, break shit.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay. So the whole ghost thing is kind of part of why I know anything about the vault anyways. It's kind of why they have me working for them. Don't mind me while I pull up the lore that you sent me. Hold, please.
And any questions, feel free. I'll tag in.
I absolutely will have questions. I can tell you that much right now. Okay.
Who is the they?
Well, I mean, Midas, but
Okay.
specifically, have you heard of the Wraith Council?
Have we heard of the Wraith Council?
How
Game
many
Master?
dots? If you have 2 dots in a tune, you can roll.
I have no dots in a tune.
Okay. If you have less than 2 dots in a tune, then you do not know what the rate is.
I have not heard of that organization. Should I have?
Well, I mean, it's kind of ghost focused sort of stuff. They've had me. It's like, oh, we're gonna hire a ghost to talk to a ghost, basically. Like, they've had me talking to that amulet thing that they're holding.
Oh.
Cause there's a spirit in there, and Midas wants to get that spirit out, which I'm not on board with, gotta say.
So, like it's a bad spirit then, is what we're going
Nah,
with?
it's what they want to do with it.
So
And to tag in very quick, just to fill
Yeah,
in a
please.
bit of blank spot for you. The spirit inside the amulet, she is very shy and reserved. She does not remember her name. She's always very amiable to talk to most anyone. It is very much a vibe of like she would help them out, like help out Midas Tech if she was okay with what they were doing, and she is not. That is why she is not helping. It's not for lack of like selfishness or anything like that. It's just that she doesn't want them to do whatever it is they want to do, which they have purposefully kept you in the dark about and have been evasive about. But she's nice to you and everyone else she talks to.
But yeah, the spirit, she doesn't want to help them with whatever the fuck they're trying to do. And what I've found out, what I know so far at least, is that it's Just call it non-kosher would probably be an understatement. So
Is this
there's some that I know more about that, but like, what? You go.
is this connected to that like news story we heard about them like wanting to prolong people's lives?
Is it
Is it?
Who
storytelling?
knows?
Uh,
Like I said, they've been keeping you in the total dark. They're just like, you're here to talk to the ghosts. Don't worry about anything else."
yeah. I mean, if I don't know. All I know is that if the spirit is not on board with it, that spirit who is very, like, good spirited, whatever. But if she's not on board, then it can't be anything good, whatever it is. I don't know if it has anything to do with whatever news, whatever press they're putting out, but could be. I don't know.
Hmm. Do
What?
Do you think destroying the amulet will get them anywhere, or is it she has to help them? Like, that's the
They want her
whole
help.
thing.
From what they just want me to talk to the ghost. That's all I know. But they want her cooperative. And she still isn't. So that makes me think that they need her for some reason. But whatever they need it for, it
Well, information that you have about the setup of the vault security, how many people are around, would be invaluable.
Yes. So to tag in and pretend that
Thank you.
I am Cass for a
Yeah.
bit.
all of this in
The
Cass's voice.
the interior of the vault is much how I described it in the cold open. Most things are lit by candlelight. Cass, you would know that is because they are a particular kind of candle that project something that is called a ghost field, which is part of what makes ghosts visible to those of us who are not incorporeal in some form or another. And outside of that, the guard rotationals are about every 3 hours on the half-hour mark. The standard guard is issued both a side pistol and a loaded assault rifle. You know that they are trained to shoot to incapacitate and then ask questions before intruders would be held in their private holding cell. Um, would Cass have poked around the place a bit
Oh,
given the opportunity?
absolutely.
You know that
100%.
people who are kept in those holding cells are released only at the discretion of the person who put them there. There are people who were down there when you first started going to the vault that are still there to this day, and they have not left that cell since. In addition to that, you know that the lead scientist for the research into exactly what is going on with this amulet is a woman by the name of. Oh, give me 1 second. I gotta find it. It is a woman by the name of Anati Green. Anatai.
So
Or excuse
close.
me.
I was so close with that spelling.
Yeah. And you know that Dr. Green is head of research and development when it comes to things like that. Oh, excuse me. So sorry. Anati Green is the second in command. My apology. The first in command is a woman named Tamara Wall. And Tamara is you don't know what her official position is within Midas Tech, but you know that she is the one who has the final say on the projects here. Even though Dr. Anati Green appears to be the most knowledgeable on the subjects of spirits, spiritualism in general, and history. She knows quite a lot about bygone ages. She speaks of magic very casually. And she's probably the most comfortable living person around ghosts.
She doesn't like freak out when there's like a cold spot like in my general vicinity. Like, yeah.
Nope. Yep. No.
Speaking of which, my apartment is freezing. It's just one giant haunted cold spot. Anyways.
And on the ever rare occasion, about once a month, you know that the CEO of Midas 10, Edward Midas IV, is known to come through and do in-person evaluations.
And when was the last time he did one of those? Oops.
It would have been the end of last month. So the next in-person evaluation is coming up soon.
Do you know
Any
how far
questions?
along they are? How close they are?
I don't even know exactly what they're doing. How am I supposed to know how far they've gotten?
Fair.
All I know is that getting that amulet out is... I'm on board for that. Getting it out of their hands. So
Can both of my living people roll survey for me?
Survey. Hmm.
5.
A 4 and a 6.
Fantastic. During this conversation, you both notice that tattoo behind her ear.
what's that look?
The mark on your neck, and I sort of like turn and pull down the collar of my shirt a little bit. Do you know what it is?
You can roll a tune for me.
Okay. So if I have 2 dots, that means I can roll 2 dice.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. That's a 1 and a 5.
Oh, you lucky ducks. You get information. So,
Hey!
you know that that marking is something that is called a ghost mark.
Ghost ward?
Ghost mark.
Mark. Okay.
Yep. It is a magical symbol that is found on people who can interact with the spiritual world. It is also seen in some cultures as a bad omen, as most spiritualists around the world associate the symbol with a very old evil god called It That Lurks Below. Colloquially, it is named Charlie in certain places.
That's worse. That's
Amazing.
Supposedly, those who have the ghost mark are the only ones who can see the channel of shadows. And you know that that is why that TV show just won't leave you alone. And it always tells negative portents of someone's life. It's sort of like if the devil could taunt you through Caillou.
Hate that.
hate all of it. I don't know.
Oh my god. Incredible.
Fort.
So I'll relay all of that information.
Yeah, so that's what a ghost mark is. You have no idea why one would be on either of these two.
Yeah, no fucking clue why you two have them.
That is.
I mean, like, I'm already, like, just kind of lingering around after my physical form has, like, long since gone and decayed, so, like, it can make sense for me, but you two, who, that...
We got haunted, and then we had them, but that's very
Oh,
just
fun.
disturbing overall.
Love that for you.
I'm unsure. I was just literally telling you where we got it from, and
No, yeah. So, okay, but how long ago did that happen? Did you get the marks?
like
12
2
days?
weeks. Oh,
Yeah, like
yeah,
12, 13 days.
just under 2 weeks ago.
Cool. What the fuck? Alright. So you ran into some ghosts, and it was after that you noticed the marks. Okay. Huh.
Why is that so interesting?
I don't know. It's just I don't. Has anybody after me meeting somebody new? Has that ever happened? Like
Not
them?
usually. That
Okay.
it's not a product of a ghost interacting with a living person.
Yeah.
It's got to be something more profound than that.
Yeah.
A ghost contact in the city named Sherazad would probably know. Someone that you know.
I mean, like, Sherazad might know more about that shit, but like just meeting a ghost, just that shouldn't be enough for you to get that little brand. Like,
Well, there was sure meeting, but I would say more of like they froze us somehow.
what the fuck?
So maybe yes, talking to your contact would not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
I also didn't get the vibe that my meeting was that hostile. There was just a little girl in my duffel bag.
Oh, but that's just creepy.
Yeah, that's
I,
the
fair.
scariest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're willing to go there now, we could go pick up the rest of the group and
Sure.
see if someone can give us some answers on that front.
Yeah.
Can you
Can you like ride in a car?
Yeah,
and,
that's
like
kind of my question.
I mean, like, I'm not falling through the floor right now.
But like a car is moving, so I wondered if it was different, because
I mean, like, I can kind of like just like weakly interact with the physical stuff, so like, yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. Like, if I wanted to drive a car, I would have to like really focus on it, but
well, you seem very put out about the door, so
Yeah.
just
Miranda, just stop antagonizing the ghost and open the door.
All right, so y'all hop in the mystery machine and go and pick up the rest of the Scooby Gang.
Yep.
Dash, as you get into the car, you get a text message from a friend of yours, an actual friend this time. It is from Chase, and he says, Miranda came around asking about you. You must be shaking the right trees.
Sure, respond back with, not used to that. Usually I'm hunting around the wrong ones for long enough. What was she
Yeah.
asking about?
She was asking how the mission went, if everyone made it out alive, stuff like that.
What'd you tell her?
Oh, I told her I've never spoken to you before.
Attaboy!
And he sends a couple thumbs up.
she says thumbs up right back.
Yeah. And Amari, in a similar fashion, you receive a couple of texts. Any stress you have is wiped out from your obligation. And you receive a couple of texts, chief of which is from the person that you went to visit. And she has been, she responds to you is like, man, them minigame stars are a bitch, ain't they? Because she won Mario Party, and she's letting everyone know about it. Can't let that go.
Yeah. I let you win.
Wow. And you see the third person in that group chat jumps in and is like, yeah, me too.
Alright, you're a whole ass lie.
He's like 0 stars, 115 coins, one of those games. So, as you all are driving along, you pass a couple of different, stores and street vendors and things like that. And there's the oddest feeling that people are watching you. Not every, but just every once in a while. It feels like every time one of you glance out the window of the car just to watch the people go by, there's always one person who is watching the car as it goes past.
Are they of the spiritual?
No.
Oh.
Watching us like the creepy people on the boat were watching us, or like
It does feel pretty similar.
You know when you walk into a room and you suddenly feel like everyone's staring at you? Anyone else get
Yes.
that
All
vibe
the
right
time.
now? Yeah? I just every time I look out the window, there's somebody staring.
And it's just so blank and
Like, I know it's a boring day
What
and
the
there's
fuck?
not much
That's
going on.
creepy.
And
Why are
as a
people
point of
watching
note,
y'all's car.
as a point of note, Cass, you don't really notice it until they start pointing it out. But when you look, you see the people that are watching the car, but it's weird. It's like they're looking at the car and the people in the car, but not you. Like, man, someone is watching y'all.
No.
What
Great.
did y'all do?
Oh my gosh, so much stuff. Like, are we talking recently? Or are we talking overhaul?
Like to have all these people watching
just
you.
staring.
I hate this
Yeah.
arcane bullshit.
It's extremely unsettling.
I'm not sure about everyone staring at us, because honestly, like, the last couple of heists, we did flawlessly. No one caught us going off. We should not be known at all. The car should definitely not be known at all.
Even I heard rumors about something on a boat.
Yeah, but did you hear it was us?
Now I know it was you.
Dash.
Dash.
That one's on me. That one's on me. Okay, but listen, it was a
And-
really cool boat, and it was some crazy ass shit that went on this boat. Like, there was a freaking like tentacle monster that came out of nowhere, and then suddenly the boat's like all fixed up, like it wasn't broken, even though that thing smashed through and there's water pouring everywhere. Yeah.
and everybody was staring like that guy over there, like everyone.
And then there was the dude that was like dead in the room, and all the carvings like on the table and stuff, and then people were dead and then they weren't dead.
What the fuck have y'all gotten yourselves into?
I don't know, and it was for some freaking octopi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
For an octopus?
Yeah, well,
Uh,
it was like
well,
six
it was
of
a
them.
lot of really small
Yeah.
ones.
Oh, still.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like a really odd, like, response to a. Okay, they're expensive, but still, like, not that crazy of a
That's
bounty.
wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Alright.
Cass, have you ever heard of anything called the Shepherd Inn? Because this pool inn I went to, really freaking awesome, but people were talking about it, but then they were also mentioning the firm, and they were mentioning a bunch of people. I didn't remember their names or anything like that because I didn't remember them.
Cass, you've never heard of the Shepherd Inn, but you know what the firm is. The firm is an organizational liaison that works to bridge the gap between the material plane and the spiritual plane. Obviously, they're a tad clandestine for that reason, because the existence of the spiritual plane is not common knowledge to everyone. Um, but yeah, they've existed for longer than you have, and you've been dead a while at
Yeah.
this point. They've existed going back a very long time, supposedly far, far back in the age of swords and sorcery. They were a guild of sorts that would handle paranormal mishap that occur throughout the land. And they sort of transitioned into being sort of like a buoy organization in between um, the two different planes of existence, as it were. Shepherd Inn, no clue, but you know what the firm is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know shit about the Shepherd's Inn though.
Hmm.
But like, firm, they've been around. I mean, stories about them being around for like ages.
Maybe that agent whose ID we found was part of the firm. And the Shepherd's Inn is where they meet up. Or where they sleep. Or maybe that was just like a liaison. Or where she was going to meet their date. I don't know.
You don't know Elisa Harding, do you?
Me? Nah. Who's that?
The agent.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right.
All right. As you all eventually, pondering all the questions you do have, you reach the location of Cass's contact, Sherazad. And as you get out of the car, you all enter this extremely large building that is very lavish, very expensive. Um, and it looks like it is sort of a very well-to-do hotel of sorts. It's called the Everlight Heights. And as you're going through the entranceway, you see things are adorned with white, gold, and green. There is an attendant behind the desk that sort of sees Cass and immediately is just like, "Hey, Cass, you can go on up.
What's up?
He's up there."
All right, cool. They're with me.
And you all walk past and get in the elevator. And on your way up to the 13th floor, you step out and you see a man who is sat there, bare-chested, covered in hair. And he's got this large sheathed sword that he's showing off to what looks to be a man that is older than him, but much slighter. And he turns and says, it appears we have guests. Jackson, be a dear and just wait in the room for me." And he sort of like grabs the sword and like nods pleasantly to you all and disappears into one of the rooms in the back. And Sherazad steps up and puts like a robe over his shoulders and says, "Yes, it's
Hey.
good to see you've made your way here, my friend.
Yeah, you too.
Haven't slipped through the floor or anything?" It's a joke
That
because you're a
happened like
ghost.
once.
Yes.
It happened like one time.
And I will never let you forget it for as
Yeah.
long as you continue to not live.
Yeah, I know. Good to see you.
And he shakes your hand and shakes everyone else's hand who extends one and says, friends, my name is Sherazad Paltain. It's nice to meet you all. Now, how can I help you? There was mention of ghost marks, I think, in the message I was sent.
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing. These four had an encounter, I guess would be the umbrella term for it. and some weird time shit she was saying, and now they've got the marks too. So they're trying to figure out
You
what the
are
fuck is up with that.
descriptive as always, Cass, but I think I see.
Okay, I got my point across, didn't I?
Yes, I do think I see what you're referring to. I'm assuming this encounter was violent to a degree.
Ranging between creepy and violent, yes.
Interesting. Well, generally, a ghost mark, from what we understand from the old scrolls, they are passed on to people by dint of the pattern, which I assume none of you have ever heard of. Understand. It is an old, you could call it faith, but it is an old understanding of how the world works. Back in the age of swords and sorceries, there was something called the Weave, which provided magic to the denizens of Menaeus. And the pattern was always more esoteric than being directly manipulated by simple words and gestures. The pattern could be described as destiny or fate, whatever you would like to call it. Generally, ghost marks are things that would appear by seemingly random happenstance on certain people who shortly after found themselves in need of seeing spirits. However, it was observed a long time ago that ghosts can force their presence to be seen. And should they do that, they may leave behind a ghost mark, such as almost like a bruise. Have you all felt paranoid recently?
Increasingly so, I would say.
And he sort of like goes up and does not touch anybody, but asks to see all of the different marks. And he says, "Yes, it seems that these are wounds almost etched onto your psyche. These are deep. Did all of you survive? Did you lose anyone?"
Well,
I assume we're all alive.
I didn't even think about checking that.
Oh dear.
Going to poke
I mean-
Amari.
Where you get poked in the face.
You poked me where?
Barely in the face.
Just like directly into
I-
the eyeball.
I absolutely don't let you poke me in the face.
Just
Amari's corporeal enough to stop you from poking.
slap fight.
After a brief set of couple of checks, you all appear to be alive.
so that's one thing off the list. We were on a boat and we saw some rather disturbing things that then maybe didn't entirely happen in the real world. Is that a possibility with these marks?
Oh yes, hallucinations of past lives. It's certainly a possibility for such a fresh, painful ghost mark that was obtained through a haunting. Have any of you seen the Shadow Channel?
The cartoons.
If they're cartoons to you, yes. That creature has a very deep, twisted sense of humor. The Shadow Channel is sort of a active premonition, you can think of it as. It updates to show the path that one will walk, but only the most negative situations among it. It's sort of like taunting from something very old and annoying.
honestly, it's rude. Just like in my own personal opinion.
It's a bit
Gotta
dickish,
say.
yes. Yes, it's not exactly the nicest thing. I assume the first time that you saw the channel was after you already had the mark.
No.
Pardon?
No, we saw it in prison.
Shirazad turns to you, Cass.
Huh?
That shouldn't
That is-
be possible.
Yeah, that's weird though. Right?
Could you see ghosts before you had the marks?
No.
Not that we know of.
Huh. And you see like the very like pompous like face, like the bravado that he puts on, like he quickly shoves it to the side as he has encountered something that he does not know. And he goes over to a case of books and begins flipping through them. Very strange. Very strange indeed. I will continue to look into this. I may need to reach out to some friends of mine. The Shadow Channel is spiritual in its very nature. It should not be visible by those that are bound only to the material plane. That is odd. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in the interest of being upfront with new friends, I would say this means that Charlie has taken an interest in you.
That is terrifying. What happens when Charlie takes an interest in you?
Well, it was once said that he was the purveyor of umbromancy. So maybe he just wants to teach you shadow magic. Perhaps.
Dick.
Or he wants to manipulate your souls for its own amusement. That is also a possibility. Not necessarily guaranteed, but who can say truly? Sorry, I wish I was more helpful.
Yeah, y'all might be fucked.
You might be really fucked.
Sorry about it. Actually, genuinely sorry about it. I know that didn't sound like it the first time I said it.
I feel like I had another question and now it's just gone. It's absolutely gone.
Yeah.
That horrific tale.
Think there's anything else you can help out with for now?
Well, at the very least, I should be able to provide a something to help with the paranoia. I hope you all like mint.
Better than
And
paranoia.
you watch as he goes over to his desk and he begins pulling out various things: a mortar and pestle, some incense, a couple of different sprigs of mistletoe, and things like that. And he takes 4 berries that he sort of pours into a cup, and he begins doing this very, very long, like 10 or so minute ritual. And for those of you who have played Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition before, you should recognize what a good berry looks like. though the characters have no idea what that is. It takes him 10 minutes to finish this ritual, but he hands each of you a berry and says, it's going to be a bit minty. It's not going to exactly taste like a berry, but it should nourish you for the day as an upside, and it should help tone down the paranoia to some degree.
Is it a paranoia that people are staring at us, or is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah. It was. Y'all said that's been happening for a bit now, right?
When it comes to charm, the line between what is real and what is not is less important than
It's feeling pretty important.
it's a lot to do. And best of luck.
Oh,
Cass,
wait.
you
Hold
can-
on.
Yes.
What was the other? Shepherd something.
Oh, Shepherd's Inn.
You chatty
Shepherd's
one.
Pie? Shepherd's
No,
Inn.
Inn. Yeah. Do you know
Yeah.
anything about that place?
Yes.
In
it is-
relation to the firm?
Yes, it is a meeting house of the firm. It is their base of operations within Halcyon City. Why are we asking about the firm?
They were
Looking for
asking me
more help?
about it. I just looked to the others for why they need to know information about it, because y'all are the ones who brought it up first.
Yes, but the firm has existed for a very long time. My family has been in the firm for generations. Supposedly, one of my ancestors actually founded it with a friend of his.
Shit, I don't think you ever told me that. That's cool.
I try not to brag too much because I feel like, and he just gestures to the giant
Yeah,
room. This is enough.
Yeah, you keep things real low key, like
Yes,
super
so-
subtle and chill.
It's not my nature at all, and he sort of flicks his
Oh,
hair.
never.
You know Elisa Harding?
Yes, I know Lisa. I believe she is currently on a job, last I heard.
You know if she's alive?
I would have assumed she was before that ominous portent.
She won for going around without her badge?
Shit. No. Oh boy. I'm going to make a roll for Sherazad as he looks to the rest of you, even more worried. Sherazad leaves and he comes back and produces a this small, like, palm-sized orb that looks like a snow globe on the inside. And he says, I don't have much in the way of magical artifacts that I am free to loan out, but keep this. If it glows red, that means that danger is approaching you.
What?
I wish I
like
had.
that sword from Lord of the Rings.
I know that sword's fake. It just, you know. I always love swords. What do you want me to say? Speaking of which, I probably should not leave him waiting too much longer.
Yeah, that's right.
If there's anything else I could assist you all with, Cass, you can feel free to give them my number. These
All right.
poor souls need as much help as they can stand, I think.
Hates the glowing thing.
Were we told to eat the good berry like right away, or was it like in the event of something?
He gave it to you with the intent of it being eaten right away, and supposedly it will last.
Okay,
Like,
then
it's
like
supposed to
zero
be-
hesitation, Dash would have eaten it.
It's minty. It's like eating a peppermint patty with the consistency of a berry.
I was gonna ask, is like, are we talking wintergreen or are we talking spearmint? I didn't even think about peppermint.
If Dash doesn't die after like 10 seconds, I will eat mine.
Zero self-preservation.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So
Actually,
anyone
don't have any
who...
like unfinished business, then you'll just end up like me.
That's a good point. But
Anyways.
yeah. After you ingest your... Anyone who eats their good berry, you feel less watched and like backed into a corner. The feeling is not completely gone, but it is still heavily suppressed. And with that, if y'all don't have any more questions for Sherazade, suppose you can make your leave.
Away we go.
All right.
We're out.
And as you all are leaving the building, you do see the attendant is sort of talking to one of the other members of the staff, and they sort of both look back at you, just sort of like wave as you exit the hotel. Dash, there's something familiar about that lady that was talking to the attendant. While saying that, there's something kind of familiar about the attendant in a way, but whatever.
Is this like
And
pulling the thread, like, can't quite place it, or is this like very recent?
it gives the exact same feeling of, I know you from somewhere. I know I do, but
Poor dead baby.
where is it from? And with that, you all, y'all have got other places to go, people to talk to. You still got to talk to your other connect, but we can decide what we're going to do next when we return from break. We're gonna get up, take care of our human needs, drink some water, walk around, panic a little maybe. Who knows?
I mean,
Yeah, we'll see you lovely people when we get back. And hopefully you will be joining us next time, YouTube, for the second half of this lovely thing. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you in a second.